On June 8, 1769, Charles de Brosse, a Parisian magistrate and amateur geographer, published his monumental Histoire des navigations aux terres australes. Within its pages lay meticulously drawn maps charting a vast, imagined southern continent and numerous islands dotting the unexplored Pacific. His work was ambitious, detailed, and crucially based on hearsay and conjecture, not first-hand observation. De Brosses was not an explorer himself. He was a scholar, a collector of voyages, and a keen armchair navigator. He compiled accounts from sailors, merchants, and even less reputable sources, weaving them into a coherent, albeit often fanciful, geographical narrative. His goal was to fill the blank spaces on the world's maps, to discover lands that he believed must exist. One of his most persistent inventions was the Isles des Navigators, a cluster of islands purportedly located west of the Solomon Islands. These fictional landmasses appeared on his maps with remarkable clarity, complete with geographical features and even potential harbors. De Brosses presented them with such authority that they soon became accepted as fact by the cartographic community. The Age of Discovery, while romanticized, was a period of intense imperial competition and economic motivation. Nations vied for new trade routes, resources, and territorial claims. Accurate maps were not just navigational tools, they were instruments of power, demonstrating a nation's reach and knowledge of the globe. Navigational technology in the 18th century was improving, but still fraught with peril. Determining longitude remained a significant challenge, leading to frequent errors in position. This uncertainty allowed for the subtle insertion of phantom lands, which could persist on maps for decades until explicitly disproven by direct survey. Cartographers of the era relied heavily on each other's work, often copying existing maps with only minor alterations. Errors, once introduced, could be perpetuated across generations of maps, becoming seemingly irrefutable geographical features. De Brosses' authority as a published scholar lent considerable weight to his manufactured islands. It was the French explorer Louis-Antoine de Bougainville who, during his circumnavigation between 1766 and 1769, inadvertently set sail toward the supposed location of de Brosses' Isles des Navigators. Bougainville was a renowned navigator and scientist, tasked with charting new territories and establishing French claims. Guided by the latest charts, which undoubtedly included de Brosses' influential work, Bougainville's expedition sailed directly into the region where the islands were supposed to lie. The crew meticulously scanned the horizon, their hopes perhaps of new discoveries, or at least confirmation of known ones, running high. After days of fruitless searching, Bougainville found nothing but open sea. The Isles des Navigators simply were not there. This marked the first significant, documented expedition that directly challenged de Brosses' cartographic creations, though it would take time for the error to be fully corrected. Bougainville's report, meticulously recorded, stated unequivocally that no islands existed in the specified coordinates. He even noted the irony of searching for lands described with such confidence by a respected geographer. His findings were a stark contradiction to the established cartography of the time. However, the persistence of misinformation in cartography is a powerful force. Even after Bougainville's findings, the Isles des Navigators continued to appear on some maps for years, a testament to the inertia of print and the reluctance to discard established knowledge, however flawed. The phenomenon of phantom islands was not unique to de Brosses. Sailors' tales, navigational errors, atmospheric illusions, and even deliberate fabrication contributed to a rich tapestry of imaginary geography. These islands were born from a desire to complete the world, to populate the unknown with familiar forms. These fictional lands often served practical purposes for their creators. For de Brosses, they bolstered his reputation and the perceived completeness of his work. For others, they might have been used to claim territory or distract rivals, although de Brosses' motivations appear more scholarly. The eventual correction of these errors often came through the dedicated work of later explorers and hydrographers. Figures like Captain James Cook, whose voyages systematically surveyed vast regions of the Pacific, were instrumental in dispelling many such cartographic myths. De Brosse's Isles de Navigators eventually vanished from authoritative maps, relegated to historical curiosities. Yet their existence serves as a potent reminder of the subjective nature of knowledge, especially in the face of the vast and often unyielding unknown. The story highlights the critical role of empirical evidence in science and exploration. While imagination is a vital engine for discovery, it must ultimately be tethered to verifiable observation. The sea, as always, holds the final truth. The Phantom Islands serve as a metaphor for the allure of the unknown and the human tendency to fill voids with narrative. De Brosse's grand pronouncements, though fictional, fueled expeditions and contributed to the ongoing dialogue about the shape of the world. This cartographic deception underscores the power of the printed word and the challenges of discerning truth from fiction in historical records. The maps we inherit shape our understanding of the past, and sometimes that understanding requires careful revision. The Isles de Navigators ultimately represent a fascinating intersection of scholarly ambition, navigational uncertainty, and the enduring human desire to chart and comprehend the entirety of our planet. As we continue to explore and map the remaining frontiers, from the deep oceans to distant stars, the lessons learned from Phantom Islands remain remarkably relevant. The pursuit of knowledge is a continuous process of discovery, correction, and sometimes admitting that what we thought we saw was never truly there.